Hi, my name's Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my TBR for the Get Graphic With It readathon. So this is a readathon that's going to be going from the 1st of October to the 7th of October, and the goal is to read lots of graphic novels or graphic type books. So this readathon is being run by April Sarah from April Sarah, Kat from Brews and Reviews, and Steph from Stacks on Stacks and Stacks. So I will leave their channel links down below if you want to check it out. Now, as far as my TBR, there are 10 challenges for this readathon, and I have not particularly prepared, but I do have a stack here of 14 books with pictures. So I thought I'd just go through the challenges and talk about how I potentially might apply these books to the challenges. But nothing's really set in stone. I'm not sure exactly how much I'll read. I guess we'll see. So the first challenge is to begin a new series. So the ones that I have here that apply for that is Orange, which this is really massive. So what I've actually done is I've marked out 8 sections because that was the easiest. Because the thing is, this doesn't have page numbers, so it's going to be really hard to track my progress. So what I've done is I've marked it out into 8 sections, and my theory is that if on the first day I can read the first section and read something else, then I've got a good chance of getting through this in the week. If I can't, I'm just going to put this aside and read it later because I think it will ruin the readathon for me. But if I can, then I would like to read this, and this would be starting a new series. What else applies? I also have the Cat Wings collection that I borrowed from my sister a while ago. It's a bunch of like children's books that have pictures in them. Should be really quick reads. So that would be a new series, and I'd probably finish the series as well. I do also have the Serenity graphic novel. So I have the first 3. I have actually read the 3rd one, so it's kind of cheating, but I haven't read the first 2, even though I got them for a birthday or Christmas quite a long time ago. I love Firefly as a TV show, so I would be really excited to read this series. So that would be starting a new series. There's a lot of new series in this pile, actually. So I also have the first 3 of Rat Queens, which is another series that I don't really know much about, but I've seen some people say that they really loved it. So that would be a new series. And then also I have White Sand Volume 1 by Brandon Sanderson. Again, I don't know much about this series, but it's Brandon Sanderson, so I am excited to read it. So there's a few series there that are options. So I'm pretty sure I can complete that challenge. So then the second challenge is to read a graphic novel or book or whatever that's over 200 pages. So obviously Orange would meet that requirement, but I don't know how many pages it is, but it's definitely more than 200. If I end up having to put that aside, the other one I have that's over 200 pages is actually this book, which is Maui and Other Maori Legends by Peter Gossage. So these particular books are like a classic in New Zealand. So these books were like in every primary school, and they're pretty much how I learnt the Maui legends. So I'm really excited to read this. It should be really quick because it's mainly just like pictures, because it's a picture book for children. Well, these were originally published as like a bunch of separate picture books for children, but they've kind of bound it all up, and it's 208 pages, so that would meet the challenge, and it would be a lot easier to read than Orange. And everything else I have here is shorter than 200 pages. So those are really my only options for that challenge. So challenge number 3 is to read a graphic novel with a female protagonist. So for that, Rat Queens would qualify, because I believe this is all about a group of, well, rat queens, whatever that means, but a group of females for sure. I also think the main character in Orange is a female, because I believe that it's kind of a girl who gets a letter from her future self telling her that she needs to look out for this guy. Honestly, I try to go into books not knowing much, so this can be a little bit hard. And the last one with a female protagonist that I have here is The Truth About Stacey by Annie Martin. So this is the second book in the Babysitters Club, and this specifically is the graphic novel version. Babysitter's Club books were like massive for me. As a child, I read like the whole series. Well, not quite the whole series because I got too old and they were still releasing books. But I love these books. They taught me so much as a kid, and I am really interested to read the graphic novel version, especially this particular story, The Truth About Stacy, because it follows Stacy, who has diabetes, and kind of her struggling to tell her friends about it, and like struggling with how it makes her kind of different and separate from people. And I personally have Crohn's disease, and so even though this is kind of written from a child's perspective, I still think the same ideas are really relevant as an adult. Challenge number 5 is to read a graphic novel that's in black and white. So this is a bit of a struggle. The only one that I have, notice how I keep pushing it the wrong way, is Orange, which is all in black and white. All the rest of these are color. So if I end up putting this down, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this challenge. I do have a hold at the library for Anya's Ghost, which I believe is pretty much black and white, maybe a little bit of grey, but I would probably allow it. But I don't know when that hold is going to come through, so if it doesn't come through and I put down Orange, then I guess I'll fail this challenge, but we'll see what happens. Oh, I feel like I must have counted wrong then, because I just said number 5, but that's not number 5. Anyway, number 5 is actually to read a graphic novel that takes place in a different country. Now, coming from New Zealand, the only one of these novels that is set in New Zealand is this one. The rest are all counting, although I guess do the Serenity ones count when they're set in space? Is space another country? Not really. But Orange will count, Babysitter's Club book will count. Not sure about Rat Queens. Is that in the real world? Anyway, we've got a few options. And number 6 is to read a graphic novel with blue on the cover. Let's have a look. What's got blue on the cover? Gosh, I thought there'd be more blue. So, Orange, they have blue bags, so Orange would count, of course, if I read it. Also, Babysitter's Club book, there's some blue text there. Is that a bit of a stretch? I think so. Probably my best bet is this one, which is pretty blue with a kind of purple. It's kind of purple. Cat Wings ones don't look like they've got any blue. So for blue, perhaps we're also relying on Orange. I might have to just push through an Orange. I suppose there is actually a tiny bit of blue on White Sand, so I could make an argument for White Sand. My camera is about to run out of power. Do you think I can get through the last challenges before it dies? I'm not sure. Okay, challenge number 7 is to read a humorous graphic novel. Now, I'm pretty sure the Firefly graphic novels will have a fair amount of humor in them because the Firefly TV series was very humorous. I also expect that Rat Queens will have a fair amount of humor in it, although really, what am I basing that on? I don't know. So those are probably my best bets for humor though. Then challenge number 8 is to read something from a host TBR. So I forget who was reading what, but somebody, maybe 2 somebodies had White Sand on their TBR and somebody else had Orange on their TBR. So those should cover me. If I don't read Orange, it'll be White Sand for that challenge. So challenge number 9 is to read a graphic novel that has an animal in it with a cuddle buddy. So my plan is to read Cat Wings because that has an animal in it. I suspect it's the only one here that I have an animal that has an animal in it. And I do have this little toy cat that I was going to use as my cuddle buddy while reading this because it seems appropriate. I don't have any pets, so the toy cat will have to do, but it's gone missing, so I'm going to need to find it. But Cat Wings will definitely be my option for this challenge. And then the last challenge is to read a graphic novel. Damn it, I made it all the way to the last challenge and then my battery ran out on my camera. If I hadn't run around looking for my cuddle buddy, I probably would have gotten through it without having to replace batteries. Anyway, the last challenge is to read 10 graphic novels. So as I said, I've got plenty here. 14, I think, if you count cat wings as 4 different books, which, like, I do. Even if you don't, then this is exactly 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys don't mind if they're upside down, right? 11. That's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then with this, 12, 13, 14. That's right. So I've definitely got enough to make it to 10 graphic novels. It just depends which ones I actually read. I'm hoping that I can read all of them. It seems realistic. The only question I really have is whether I can get through Orange or not. So if you are also doing the Get Graphic With It readathon, then please comment down below. I'd love to watch your TBR and your wrap-ups and your vlogs and whatever else you do. Or just let me know what books you're planning to read for the readathon, especially if you're going to read any of the ones that I'm reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.